poverty has impacted me more so emotionally. I've traveled to many different countries and I've observed the poverty issues there. And then I take it back home and I observe the poverty issues that we have. And then I take all of that in and then I'm like, what can I do to help this issue?
Maria de la Cruz is a senior at Cabrini College who joined the San Lucas mission in 2014 and returned in 2016.
I got involved with the San Lucas mission about 2 years ago, and I got involved because Jay-Z was speaking to me and Dr. Green about the different dynamics of the trip in terms of going to Guatemala and learning about it. It wasn't just your average service trip in a sense. It was more like immersion trip. That's what we like to call it, because instead of just serving the community, you will actually immerse yourself within the community.
Royal poor account for more than 70% of the country's poor population. More than 90% of the indigenous people live on an income that is lower than the poverty line. Dr. Green is a Spanish professor at Cabrini College who has been part of the San Lucas Missions community since 2009 and gets to travel with students of Cabrini College to Guatemala.
Well, the economy of this region of Guatemala is primarily agricultural. Most 75%, the statistic would say even 87%, people are poor. The San Lucas community is right on this majestic lake surrounded by volcanoes. It's just breathtaking. But if you look really closely, you see poverty or the signs of poverty on the environment everywhere. There is no trash collection. This beautiful, beautiful lake is completely polluted because all the sewage from San Lucas and the neighboring community goes into the lake.
Family farming is the prevailing form of agriculture, and 70% of the area is under cultivation.
Poverty is not just a Guatemalan problem or an Ecuadorian problem or a problem in Panama. It's not by area, it's globally. We have different dynamics in terms of why we have poverty. In Guatemala we have poverty because the government has no well-established laws in their system, and that way it leaves a lot of the population in Guatemala out of jobs, exposed to diseases, exposed to contamination. I feel like poverty hasn't impacted me personally how it could impact someone in Guatemala. My parents growing up, for example, was just a single mom. My mom had to live in a different country than I did in order to pay for my education, in order to pay for my books, in order, so in terms of that way, but that was a different dynamic than what Guatemala is experiencing.
Is you can educate, give statistics, read this, read that, but it's the heart that mobilizes you to do things. It's the heart. So if your heart is not stirred, that's not going to move you to do anything different.
After the San Lucas missions trip, Maria wanted to make a difference and began buying free tree products in hopes of diminishing poverty in countries like Guatemala.
And I was really just driven by the fact that we spent a whole semester learning about the Guatemalan people and the mission of San Lucas, a lot of geographic factors, weather, everything, the government, we learned about a lot. So now I feel like not only I get to immerse myself in this with these people, but I also know the background in very detailed way. And not in many classes you get to do that. The Guatemala class was a chance for me to be that and not just serve in a sense and pick up and go and never think about it. And this is why I went back a second time.